Undertaker, tombstone coming. Undertaker with the tombstone. The dead man drags Goldberg to the middle of the ring. Will this be the end of the NWO? It is! It's over! Team Raw have done it! The plague of Raw is gone. These four men are responsible for helping Raw take back their show. The Undertaker pinned Goldberg at the end, and Team Raw have done it. Yes, it was a massive Survivor Series pay-per-view. In fact, one of the biggest pay-per-views in Universe Sport history. And tonight, here on Monday Night Raw, we have all the fallout from Survivor Series, where we saw Team Raw defeat Team NWO. It is a whole new landscape here in the WWE, and we are about to find out what is the next move for Raw here tonight. The NWO is no more. And here comes our general manager, Christian. The Raw GM will have his opportunity to celebrate here tonight. With the NWO gone, Christian may be the happiest man in the building here tonight. Well, what a show we've got planned for you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As we said, the fallout from Survivor Series, it's going to be big because we have some big things planned. Stay tuned. But first of all, our general manager, Christian, will be making an announcement, and he'll be reacting from what he saw at Survivor Series on that night, of course, where we saw the NWO lost. For a while there, it certainly looked as though the NWO was going to capture the victory, especially when it came down to a 2 versus 1 situation. It was Sting and Goldberg versus The Undertaker, but somehow the legendary Undertaker got the job done. He beat Sting by making him tap out to the Hell's Gate, but it would be Goldberg who would hit the jackhammer on The Undertaker. We thought it was over. We thought the NWO won. But the Undertaker kicked out, and then of course we saw the dead man strike, hitting a tombstone to pin Goldberg. Well, now we move ahead to tonight's Raw, and with our general manager Christian in the ring, let's hear what he has to say. Finally, the NWO is gone from Monday Night Raw. Arguably, the greatest night in Raw's history happened at Survivor Series when Team Raw, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, John Cena, and of course, most of all, The Undertaker defeated the NWO. The NWO will never return to the WWE again. That includes Raw and SmackDown. The NWO is gone. And with their exit, it means the Universal Championship has now become a vacant championship. Goldberg has relinquished the championship, and he will no longer be back. Which means the title is now available. The title is up for grabs. The championship does not have a holder. But we're about to find out who will be the next Universal Champion very, very soon, because we are going to be quickly moving things along here tonight on Monday Night Raw. We're not going to waste any time. We're not going to wait around because, as far as I'm concerned, we need a champion right now. But I'm going to wait a few weeks to find out who truly does deserve to be the champion. Because tonight, it is the beginning of the WWE Universal Championship Tournament to take place here on Raw. 8 of Raw's best superstars will compete in a tournament, with the final 2 men competing one-on-one for the Universal Championship at the upcoming Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. The championship will be suspended above the ring in a Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match. Well, that is a massive announcement by Christian. It's going to be a TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view to determine who will be the new Universal Champion. But who's going to be in the match? We're going to decide by a tournament. Well, that tournament will begin here tonight. We'll get to those matches in a moment. First, here on Raw, The Big Show, he's in action taking on Jinder Mahal. Maurice will have The Miz in her corner taking on Natalya one-on-one in women's action. Also see some tag team action, as well as the Colognes will take on the New Day's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And also we will have 2 big men, Baron Corbin and Big Cass, go one-on-one. And it is a tournament matchup between Shinsuke Nakamura and the United States Champion Dolph Ziggler. It's a Survivor Series rematch It's a first round match, and so is this. We've been waiting for this one. The main roster debut of the glorious one, Bobby Roode. He makes his main roster debut here tonight when he takes on, oh my goodness, Samoa Joe, a man who is hungry for that title. Jinder Mahal picks up the win over the Big Show to start things off. Nice win there for Jinder. Maurice and Natalya. It's going to be Natalya with the victory. The Clones and the New Day. It is going to be the New Day. And Corbin and Cass. It's Baron Corbin picking up the victory. Time for our first round match. Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we have two massive matches for you here tonight. I'm looking forward to this one. It is a rematch from Survivor Series, but it's not about the US title now. It's about becoming the Universal Championship, which makes this situation a little bit more interesting. The last couple of months, these two, Dolph Ziggler and Shinsuke Nakamura, have been, well, competing for the US title because they both want to be the next superstar to make that jump into the world title picture. Well, now they truly have a chance to make that jump because the winner of this match will advance to the next round and take on either Bobby Roode or Samoa Joe in the semi-final matchup. So that is going to be big. So truly, we're going to find out who is the better man, who is going to be the next man to take that step up. Will it be Dolph or will it be Nakamura? Well, recently, I think history would probably say Dolph Ziggler will get the job done. He defeated Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series after Nakamura attempted the Kinshasa, but Dolph Ziggler found a counter. He blocked the Kinshasa, hit the super kick. 1, 2, 3. Ziggler retained. Now we will see one more encounter between these two. It's been a great rivalry. It comes to an end. You have to think here tonight. Nakamura out of the US title contention, but he has one last chance to get some payback on Dolph Ziggler here tonight. All he has to do is beat him and advance to the next round, which could mean we may see Nakamura and Bobby Roode or Nakamura and Samoa Joe. Big matches there, but likewise with Ziggler and Roode and Ziggler and Joe. It's a big night of matches, and it's going to be continuing next week as well when we see two huge first round matches as well. It'll be Dean Ambrose taking on Seth Rollins one-on-one and John Cena versus Kevin Owens. And the winners of those two matches will take each other on in another semi-final matchup. So it is going to be a massive week coming up here tonight. We kick things off here with Nakamura and Ziggler, Joe and Roode next up, but also next week we'll see Cena versus Owens and Rollins and Ambrose. It is 4 massive matches, and it takes place over the course of the next week or so of Monday Night Raw. And of course, the winners of these matches will make it a TLC and compete in a TLC match. The Universal Championship will be suspended above the ring, and whoever can grab it first will become the Universal Champion. It is very, very big, and TLC, I think, is an appropriate way to have it, obviously, with the Universal title above the ring, and no excuses, really. If you have a bad night, well, too bad. It's all or nothing, because whoever wins that Universal Championship will have the chance to really make their claim to being the best right now on Monday Night Raw. With Goldberg gone, we're looking for the next man to step up. We're looking for the next big name here on Raw. Will it be someone like Nakamura to win his first Universal Championship? Or will it be a Dolph Ziggler who had his chances taken away from him in just 5 minutes, getting himself back to the top of the mountain? Dolph Ziggler is currently the US champion. He's doing very, very well for himself. He's been able to defend that championship a couple times now, looking really good as a champion. But the question still remains, can he make that next big step again? It took him a long time to get there when he did last year. It took every ounce of energy, everything that he had in his body, all the willpower in the world to make it there. And when he got there, it was all taken away from him in an instant. And Ziggler's never been able to recover, so much so that Ziggler has snapped. Ziggler's just been able to take his frustrations out on Nakamura in the recent couple of months. And Ziggler is so determined to get there, so determined to become the next Universal Champion. This is the opportunity that you're looking for. And it is a tournament. Yes, you have to win 3 matches to get that title, but if you can do it, you will truly be deserving of that championship. There will be no doubts whether or not he deserves it. No doubts, whether or not he can be the champion if he's good enough. Because if you win these 3 matches, you win this tournament, you silence any critics that you will have. You will truly be made a star. As Nakamura misses there. As now Shinsuke coming after Dolph, but Ziggler strikes first with a right hand and connecting and slams down Nakamura and shows off at the same time. Well, you got to appreciate that from Dolph Ziggler, and so far it's been working from him in this matchup. He's had Nakamura's number, I guess you could say, the last couple of months. Attacking Nakamura many times. Nakamura, I don't think he's been 100% for a while now because of the attacks from Ziggler. As Ziggler slams Nakamura into the turnbuckle. Nakamura back in there as well. Here comes Ziggler, but Nakamura with the counter. And Ziggler still continuing, but this time he gets thrown into the corner. And back and forth between these two, they know each other so well. Of course, before Ziggler turned on Nakamura in hopes to win that US Championship, well, Ziggler and Nakamura were allies for a while as well. So they've been standing next to each other and also against each other as well over the last 4 or 5 months here in Universe Mode on Monday Night Raw. We can understand why Ziggler did what he did. You know, he wanted to try and step over Nakamura to get it back to the top. But I just don't appreciate the way he's gone about it, attacking Nakamura, blindsiding him, attacking him from behind after matches, super kicks, zigzags, whenever he gets the opportunity to try and hurt Nakamura. That's what Ziggler's been doing. But in the same, you know, you got to look at the other way. Ziggler's desperate. He's a desperate man. He's looking to do anything he can to get himself back to the top. And sometimes you have to act that way to get yourself to the top. Because if you're world champion, well, you can't exactly have too many friends because there's always going to be someone coming after you. You always have to watch your back, and if Ziggler wants to be world champion, he's going to have to try and put that, you know, aside. He's going to have to try and throw all the friendships he's made out the window because friends can quickly turn into enemies when it comes to that world title, and Ziggler knows that. Ziggler had it all taken away from him so quickly. Before he could really enjoy the moment, it was gone. Ziggler has just been a man on a mission to get that title back ever since. As now Ziggler slams down Nakamura, avalanching off the top with that face buster. Now the cover. Is this going to be it here? Ziggler can only get the 2 count. The face of Nakamura bouncing off the mat, off the top of the rope. That will hurt. I mean, if you land on the point of your nose, you could have a bloody nose. You could even break your nose. Likewise, if you land on your jaw or any part of the head, it's never pretty. It's one of the worst parts to kind of land on is that face. As now Ziggler missile drop kick. Well, you have to wonder who's going to be the next man to step up to take on Dolph Ziggler for that US Championship. We saw Jinder Mahal with a victory earlier on. He's had his opportunities against Nakamura recently, missed out. But yes, Jinder Mahal with a victory. Also, we saw Baron Corbin pick up a win. Jason Jordan's been having a little bit of success as well. Dean Ambrose, I know he's in the Universal Championship tournament. If he doesn't progress in this tournament, he's also been excellent. So there's a few names certainly look out for Dolph Ziggler right now. As now Nakamura into the cover. And this could be it here for Shinsuke, but a kick out. You might even see somebody like the current NXT Champion Bobby Roode. If he can't progress, he might even be a threat to that championship as well. Well, anybody really. I mean, we could see someone who doesn't make it through this tournament look to take on Ziggler to take that championship. Because if you don't make it to the final of this tournament, if you don't feature in that TLC match, you'd have to think that your chances of being in the Universal Championship picture might be gone. Because, let's face it, after TLC, it's Royal Rumble time. So if you're not winning the Royal Rumble, you might not see that Universal Championship for a while. That's when the US Championship becomes so important. Somebody like Ziggler will need to hang on to it like gold. Because if you are the US Champion, you're always going to have people on notice. You're always going to be mentioned. You're always going to be talked about. And Ziggler knows that as he goes for the famous Ziggler could be moments away from putting Nakamura away in this match. Ziggler, is he thinking about the zigzag? Nakamura, though, counter into the DDT. Shinsuke, nice counter there, and needed to do so. Otherwise, Ziggler, you'd have to think, was starting to get on top of this matchup here, looking to maybe put Nakamura away. He did so at the Survivor Series pay-per-view with the super kick. Will he be looking for that again? The super kick has been Nakamura's weakness, you'd have to think, as it's been a move that Ziggler has used on a number of occasions to lay Nakamura out flat on his back, just like he is right now. Nakamura, though, starting to stir. Ziggler waiting for him to get up. Nakamura so slow to his feet. Ziggler, zigzag! Ziggler is going to advance to take on either Joe or Roode in a couple of weeks. Oh, the shoulder, though, of Nakamura gets up, and that is a huge moment in the match. Ziggler just can't put Nakamura away here tonight. The zigzag has not come great here. It hasn't got the job done. Maybe the super kick is what he needs. Nakamura, though, can't put Ziggler away. A desperation attempt to get himself back into this matchup. Ziggler right now, though, he's still in control. You'd have to think after hitting the zigzag, Nakamura in major, major trouble. But Shinsuke Nakamura not giving it up yet. He's looking to go to the top of the rope, I thought. No. Instead, looking for a breather to the outside. Ziggler still down. Now Nakamura changing plans. He will go this time to the second and lands down on Ziggler, who's straight back to his feet though, not too phased by that move from Shinsuke. Now Shinsuke Nakamura can't connect there with Ziggler with another knee counter. Dolph Ziggler, what's he got planned? Looking for the neck breaker, connecting. Well, this is a chance just to wear down his opponent just that little bit more as he prepares. You'd have to think to put Shinsuke Nakamura away. And now Ziggler with a stop there to the arm of Nakamura. And Ziggler, this is not a time to be taunting. Yes, you're in control of the match, but you can't afford to brag. And it's going to cost him. Nakamura playing a bit of possum. Ziggler cost himself an opportunity, I think, to capitalize. Oh, he gets caught trying to go for the famous big time powerbomb there by Nakamura. Ziggler made a crucial mistake now. And now Shinsuke lining up Dolph off the second. Hits the knee. Shinsuke Nakamura with the knee, connecting. Now, is he looking for the Kinshasa? Here it comes! Kinshasa! Ziggler, the cover! And no, a kick out by Dolph! A kick out by Ziggler, and somehow stays alive in the match. How the hell did he do that? Dolph Ziggler stays alive, but for how much longer? How much more has he got in the tank? These two men both want to be the Universal Champion. So desperate, they're giving every ounce of energy they've got into this matchup. Both men have upped the ante here in this match. Both men have gone to another level, and they need to do so. If they're going to be successful in this tournament, this is the level they need to compete at. Ziggler trying to wear down Nakamura, maybe trying to take the Kinshasa out of play. Ziggler, though, gets a 2 count again on Nakamura. What does Dolph try and do now? Does he try and put Shinsuke away? Yes, he will! Famouser! The Famouser by Dolph. Is this going to be it here? Dolph Ziggler not going for the cover. I think realizing that it's not the right time. He's got to do more. He's got to find that super kick, I think. It's worked so well for him. It beat Nakamura at Survivor Series. I think it'll beat him again here tonight on Raw. A kick out, though. Nakamura, though, realizing what is on the line here tonight. He missed out in the US title, but he knows that if he doesn't succeed in this tournament, who knows where his career will end up. He needs to have success. He needs this win. And because of that, Nakamura is trying to take it to another level. And he's succeeding in doing so, but he hasn't quite put Ziggler away. And you'd have to think Dolph Ziggler is on track to maybe putting Nakamura away here. Dolph Ziggler from behind. Zigzag, no! Going for the zigzag. Missed out. Nakamura struck to the midsection. Nakamura has Ziggler wrapped on the ropes here, but Dolph quickly getting back to his feet. But hang on, Nakamura from behind takes down Ziggler. Nakamura now looking to fire up. This is not good if you're Dolph Ziggler. Shinsuke, is he going to look to try and connect with that Kinshasa? Here is the cover, but Ziggler straight back to his feet, and Nakamura getting a little cocky himself. But now Nakamura realizes this is the time to strike. Nakamura! Kinshasa! And surely he is going to the next round. And he is. Nakamura survives and gets the W here tonight. Oh, what a match between these two. Nakamura gets the win. A huge win here tonight. He knocks off the US champ and he survives and takes it to the next round. Now Dolph extending his hand, maybe a sign of respect there by Ziggler. And oh, come on. Oh, come on, Dolph. You've lost the match fair and square. Nakamura gets a bit of payback after the Survivor Series loss, but Ziggler has the last say. Well, quite clearly, a very frustrated Dolph Ziggler because he knows that his opportunity for the Universal Championship is gone for the time being, because the winner of this match now, Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode, will take on Nakamura in a fortnight's time to progress to the final of this tournament. Samoa Joe played a big part in Team Raw winning at Survivor Series. Now he has been rewarded by being placed into this tournament. But if you ask me, this may be the toughest man to take on. He's taken on Bobby Roode here tonight. Bobby Roode has been nearly unbeatable in NXT. Bobby Roode making his Raw debut here tonight. Bobby Roode promises a special performance. He promises that tonight will truly be glorious. Bobby Roode's grand debut. It's a night we have been waiting months to see. Bobby Roode's been in talks with both Raw and SmackDown for months, and we're finally going to see it happen. He is the NXT Champion still, but he arrives to Monday Night Raw. He is the glorious Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode has started a new chapter of his career. He leaves NXT still champion, and Bobby Roode has not been able to be beaten for that title, but our general manager Shawn Michaels can't stop him. He's tried to boycott Roode from signing with Raw or SmackDown for months. He's been successful in doing so, but he can't do it any longer. Bobby Roode has dominated NXT. He's beaten just about everybody that's come his way in there. Any challenger, he's been able to put them all down. Bobby Roode has just been on fire for the last year. Bobby Roode has been the NXT champion, and a damn good one at that. Bobby Roode arrives to Monday Night Raw, making his debut in a tournament to determine the next Universal Champion. Bobby Roode could be the NXT and Universal Champion at the same time. That would be unbelievable. But Bobby Roode, he would be the man to do it. We wouldn't be surprised. He has just been so good. Tonight is his night. Tonight it is Bobby Roode's night. It is a Roode celebration. It is all about Bobby Roode, but he's going to have to beat one of Raw's best. A former Money in the Bank winner. A man that has helped dethrone Goldberg. It is Samoa Joe. Well, we talked about a tough night for Samoa Joe, but what about Bobby Roode? I mean, he's been so good, but you come to Raw and you're expecting maybe a bit of easy competition to ease your way into it, but he gets maybe the best we've got here on Raw. Night number 1, our GM Christian is testing Roode straight away. And I like that from Christian. Why not throw him into the deep end, see what you've really got, see if you're worth the price tag. Bobby Roode apparently was offered a massive contract, the biggest contract for an NXT signing in history. And obviously with Goldberg gone, Goldberg had a $1.2 million contract here on Raw. And think about it, the salary cap is about $10 million. So Goldberg taking up over 10% of the salary cap just on himself. And of course Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, they're gone as well. Same with Sting. So lots of money being freed up for the Raw roster. So Raw will be looking to make some signings. You'd have to think. Suplex there by Roode. Bobby Roode being one of them. He is their biggest signing in quite some time. Still champion Roode, and that's a big plus. If you're still champion, that adds maybe an extra digit in front of your name. Maybe changes the digit from maybe a 3 to a 4 or a 5 or a 6. You never know. We haven't found out what type of money Roode is currently making, but apparently Raw was able to offer a much bigger deal for Bobby Roode compared to SmackDown. SmackDown were the leaders. They were the front runners to get Bobby Roode's signature, but in the last couple of months things have changed, and Raw, with I guess the threat of the NWO leaving, so much money's been cleared up and they've been able to secure Bobby Roode's signature. Bobby Roode now coming after Samoa Joe. Plenty of history between these two over the years. They battle each other in other territories all around the world. They've fought each other many times, but now for the first time here on Monday Night Raw, they take each other on here on Universe Mode. Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode. Samoa Joe would love to become Universal Champion. This is what has sparked this whole situation between Samoa Joe and Goldberg. It was all about the Universal title. Joe cashed in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. He missed out. He failed, thanks to Kevin Nash. And then on the rematch, the big clash between Goldberg and Joe at No Mercy, it was Scott Hall on that night that screwed over Samoa Joe. So Joe had a couple chances and unfortunately couldn't make the most of it because of the NWO. But now they are gone, which means Joe and I think Seth Rollins, John Cena, our big names, Kevin Owens, can finally get back to the top. Dean Ambrose has been waiting his opportunity. And now, of course, Nakamura, he's looking to make that step up. And, of course, here tonight, Bobby Roode as well. All of Raw's big names jumping out here. You might be wondering, where's The Undertaker? Well, of course, The Undertaker, he had the opportunity to take on Goldberg at Backlash for the Universal Championship, but he declined. He did not want to be the Universal Champion because for The Undertaker, it was all about removing the NWO from Raw. It was never about the Universal Championship. In his mind, he believes the younger guys or the current generation of stars should be the one to hold the gold. And that's why you got to respect The Undertaker as Bobby Roode takes down Samoa Joe. A bit of a blockbuster there from Roode rather, and now Joe in some trouble as Bobby Roode looking to continue the offense on Joe, but Samoa Joe back to his feet now. Well, Bobby Roode, if you haven't seen him here in the NXT series, what we've got going on here in Universe Mode, let's just say he's been impressive. You know, Cassius Ohno was his most recent victory. He's beaten Roddy Strong. He even has beaten AJ Styles, the current WWE Champion. That was the man he defeated for the NXT Championship to begin with. He followed it up with the victory over Austin Aries. He's also beaten the legendary Kurt Angle one-on-one, Ty Dillinger, many names. Bobby Roode as he slams himself down there on Samoa Joe. He's the cover now for Roode. Can he put Joe away? No. And for Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe actually just left NXT when Bobby Roode was starting to make his name there. So these two, unfortunately, their paths have not crossed until now. Joe with a slap into the... Oh, and it follows up with a kick there to Bobby Roode. And Joe, he cannot afford to lose here tonight. After everything he's gone through, this is the time where you've got to make the most of it. If he loses here tonight, it's now Bobby Roode taunting away in the corner. And that's what Bobby Roode's all about as well. He loves to tell everyone how glorious he really is. And that's a right hand there by Roode. Samoa Joe, all the torment, all the pain, all the suffering he's gone through from the NWO, to lose here in the first round of the tournament would be heartbreaking for Joe. He's gone through so much. He wants to make it to the final. He wants to win that championship so badly. And it would be poetic justice after all that Joe has been through to get that title at the end of the day at TLC. Would be a true, terrific sight to see. Now Bobby Roode looking to line up Joe, stomping away there on the arm of Joe, and again, following it up, more stomps. I gotta say, Bobby Roode looking very good, and not surprised. He's been so great in NXT, and he's continuing that form already here on Raw. And Christian must be quite pleased with himself in the signing that he has made. Now Roode, snapmare takedown there by Joe. Hard to really pick a winner on this one. To me, it could really go either way. Samoa Joe working away on Bobby Roode, trying to get himself back into this matchup on what is Bobby Roode's night, his debut here on Raw. I'm sure Roode will have a big celebration if he can pick up the win in tonight over Samoa Joe. Might be celebrating all night. Bobby Roode, big right hands there. Joe in the corner, but Joe has a hold of Roode's boot, and Joe sweeps Roode off of his feet. Now Joe gonna get Roode towards the corner. Maybe thinking about the muscle buster. You don't want to be here if you're Bobby Roode. Samoa Joe instead. Oh, elbow and the kick to follow. Great combination there by Joe. A former Money in the Bank winner looking to become the Universal Champion. He's got a long way to go, but this is the start. You beat Roode, you go on to Nakamura in a couple of weeks' time. This is what Joe wants so badly. Bobby Roode, though, is not giving it up, though, easily. Oh, big clothesline. Great work there by Joe. Samoa Joe now wants Roode back up. Instead, oh, Roode with the counter. Bobby Roode up to the challenge. Right hand there by Roode, looking to maybe go for a German suplex. Blocked there by Joe, who is, of course, a bit of a suplex machine in his own right. Roode has a hold of Joe. Bobby Roode trying to hit the suplex, but instead, oh, he's got it. I thought Joe was going to try and counter. Felt as though Roode couldn't get him up to begin with, but he got there, hit the suplex, and now Roode telling everyone how glorious he is, and that's just what Bobby Roode likes to do. That's just Bobby Roode being Bobby Roode. Can't say I agree with it, but I can agree with what he's about to try and do now. Bobby Roode's going to beat Joe. Bobby Roode going for the glorious DDT. Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, you are kidding. It can't be. It cannot be! Is it the man that Bobby Roode injured? It is Drew McIntyre! McIntyre is here on Raw! And of course he is! Bobby Roode's big night! This is Roode's night! This is his big moment! And Drew McIntyre is here to spoil it because Bobby Roode put McIntyre on the shelf for a couple of months. McIntyre's been injured, but now he's back and he's gunning for that NXT Championship. Meanwhile, German suplex! Roode distracted by McIntyre! Is this it? No, a kick out. Roode just getting the shoulders up. Oh, so close. Bobby Roode distracted by McIntyre. It could cost him here. Samoa Joe now has Roode in the corner. Samoa Joe. Oh no. Has Roode up. Going for the muscle buster. Bobby Roode taken down. Joe's just got to get to the cover. Has he got enough left? Joe dragging Roode towards the center of the ring. The cover. Joe to beat Roode. He's done it. Joe gets the victory. And this is now trouble for Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode eliminated from the tournament. And McIntyre has grabbed himself a steel chair. And oh my God. Drew McIntyre, the man that Bobby Roode ran away from for months. In my opinion, Roode was scared of McIntyre. Scared that McIntyre was going to beat him for that championship. And now Drew is looking to make him pay. A couple of months ago, Roode took out McIntyre, put him through a table, and McIntyre suffered a shoulder injury. And McIntyre has made his return on the big night for Bobby Roode. This was meant to be his big moment, his big Raw debut, and it will be one to remember for everybody but Roode. Drew McIntyre making Roode suffer. Big strikes here by McIntyre. Just looking to beat up Bobby Roode. McIntyre, oh, big strike. Roode goes down and Drew is enjoying every moment of this. Well, Bobby Roode has taken the NXT title away from the brand. He has refused to give it up. And I think Drew McIntyre has come here to try and take it back. Drew McIntyre, German suplex. Roode destroyed. Oh my, McIntyre is indeed fired up. He has got blood on his mind. McIntyre looking now for the future shock. DDT. And Bobby Roode's future is not looking good because Drew McIntyre is gunning for that championship. Drew McIntyre ruins Bobby Roode's big night. The distraction costing Roode the match. Joe advances to the next round of the tournament. Roode is gone. And now Roode has got no excuse. McIntyre again with another DDT. McIntyre lays out Roode. And Drew has made a huge statement here tonight. He wants to be the one to bring back the title for NXT. And Bobby Roode can't escape him anymore. McIntyre is coming for Bobby Roode. What a moment and what a bad night it turned out to be for Bobby Roode. A debut to forget. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, smash the like button for me. Let's try and hit 400 likes. It is a big goal, but let's try and get it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, check out my brand new Total Extreme Wrestling series that is available now. It's a live stream series, and we'll be streaming it a couple of times every single week, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. And check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com. TLC is the next pay-per-view coming your way, and we'll have more fallout from Survivor Series next up on Universe Mode with SmackDown. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the forums, BrendenPlayz.com/forums to discuss more Universe Mode and real-life WWE over there. It's free to join. Thank you for watching. See you next video.